You're watching live coverage of the 90th Ohio FFA State Convention. This webcast a production of Ohio's Country Journal and Ohio AgNet. FFA Convention coverage at ocj.com, powered by Wilmington College.
I believe in the future of agriculture. This familiar statement also rings true for FFA members across America. I've discovered many parallels between my experience in FFA and WC. Both seek to foster personal growth and develop leadership skills through hands-on learning experiences while also preparing young men and women for career success. Since my time in the Blue Jacket has come to an end, I believe in the future of agriculture even more, and I believe the future of agriculture continues here at Wilmington College.
And now live from the Celeste Center in Columbus, Ohio, the team of Ohio AgNet and Ohio's Country Journal and your 2018 Student FFA reporters.
Good morning and welcome to day number 2 of the 90th Ohio FFA State Convention from the Ohio Expo Center and the Celeste Center in Columbus. I'm Ty Higgins with our student reporters here for 2018. To my left, your right, Emily Bookless. And also joining me is Courtney Heiser, and on the far side, Mackenzie Hogue. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning.
A very exciting day number 1. Let's recap what happened yesterday. We had a couple of great keynote speakers, and Emily had a chance to visit with one of them, John Paul Gonzalez. He is a motivational speaker. He actually helped the New York Giants. He's not a football player. I mean, he could be. He's a pretty big guy, isn't he?
Yeah. He's really tall.
He made Emily feel pretty short. He doesn't play football, but he certainly got a lot of the New York Giants motivated, enough so they won the Super Bowl in 2011. That was quite a treat to get to meet him up and close and personal.
Yeah, that was an awesome experience. I was blown away by his speech and hearing about the all-in slogan that he had made and the message that he brought to all of our FFA students.
He's using that slogan all these years later. Here we are 7 years after that Super Bowl to do good in his community. He is helping youth that might be in some trouble get out of that trouble, get into a gym and keep themselves into a good situation instead of a bad situation. Mackenzie, I mean, he's putting a lot of effort into this, and you know, for a message that resonated so well 7 years ago, it still rings true today.
Yes, it is. It's such a powerful message, and it's really amazing because my cheer program actually used that message, and I thought it was really cool because I never really understood like where it came from. But then yesterday I actually got to meet the person that came up with it, and it just really hit home, and it really was a powerful message to me.
I hope it didn't show yesterday when I was interviewing Eddie George that I'm a super fan of Ohio State football. I hope I didn't get a little out of control, but that was such a thrill for me to get interview the Heisman Trophy winner from 1995. And his message, Courtney, was so strong and powerful because we all know what he's done in his professional career, but behind the scenes when things weren't at their best, we don't see that, but he shared it with us anyway and told us there are ways to get past those types of situations.
Yes, like Ty, I also got the chance to interview Eddie George, and his message to the FFA members was even though you're struggling, you can still embrace that struggle and power through it.
We bring all of that excitement into day number 2. We're getting ready for the 3rd session here to kick off the 90th Ohio FFA State Convention. We have top 10 growing leader chapters, top 10 building community chapters, top 10 strengthening agriculture chapters, and top 10 overall chapters coming up to start this ceremony. Then we get into proficiencies. And Emily, you're going to be up here a couple of times. Tell me what proficiencies that you're going to be recognized for this morning.
I'll be up here for my outdoor recreation proficiency and my specialty animal proficiency. I'm pretty excited to see how I did and stuff.
So specialty animal would be llamas. I had a chance at the Coshocton County Fair last year to see you show off your llama a little bit. And then the outdoor, tell me what the outdoor one was all about.
The outdoor one was based off of my job this summer. I got the chance to work at Coshocton KOA and manage the campground and work outdoors and keeping our environment clean and cleaning up the trash and different things around. And I also got the chance to work at the corn maze this summer, so that was pretty fun too.
So that's the fun part of the process. There is a little work behind proficiencies, a lot of paperwork and keeping track of hours. And then yesterday you had interviews, and I have to imagine that's pretty nerve-wracking, getting in front of someone that might know your industry maybe a little bit better than you do and asking questions that you need to know the answers to. How did those interviews go yesterday?
The interviews were good. I was really nervous at first, and then I was like, oh, you know, just go with it and it'll be fine. And then I got up there and the judges were real bubbly, so that kind of helped calm me down a bit. So it was really fun getting an interview with them and like teaching myself, but also teaching them too more about my industry and what they knew and what they taught me. It was kind of cool.
We're going to watch her a couple of times on stage. Of course, that live feed coming here in just a couple of minutes from the 90th Ohio FFA State Convention. Good luck on both those proficiencies.
Thank you so much.
What you also don't see behind the scenes are what these kids do in between sessions. They have a chance, a lot of them not from Central Ohio, to go see some really interesting things. A lot of people went to the Ohio State University to check out what might be there on campus. Some of the chapters are having lunch at the Horseshoe today at Ohio Stadium. That's kind of fun. But your chapter, Mackenzie, had a chance yesterday to go and do something a little bit out of the ordinary.
Yes, so yesterday we got to go to Get Air. It's a trampoline park, which was a lot of fun. I think my advisor was trying to tell us to lose some energy because we were pretty hyped up about convention. But it was really amazing. We got to jump around, kind of team building, got to go on a tightrope. It was an amazing experience.
We're going to pause real quick here for the national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets rent the air, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
So many talented people here, not just in agriculture, but other talents as well. And we're going to see that, Courtney, here around lunchtime, the talent show. Anything from, I'm sure, juggling to magic to singing, as we just heard with the national anthem. There are a lot of talented people out here.
Yes, there are. The talent show is one of my favorite part of the FFA convention. Unfortunately, I don't have any hidden talents that I can share with you today, but I'm so excited to see everyone else's hidden talents today.
You're plenty talented. You're great on the radio and here on Facebook Live. I think I might be out of a job here in a couple years.
We'll see about that.
Session 2 just about ready to get started, and the keynote speaker is Greg Ibaugh. He is an undersecretary with the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and on the ag side, some of the questions that I had a chance to ask him before session, he's in a lot of the marketing part of USDA, and we're under what some would call a trade war as far as with Canada and Mexico and even our biggest trading partner, China. So I asked him how those talks were going, because there might be some tariffs imposed on China here in a couple of weeks, and of course the North American Free Trade Agreement being worked on, so had a chance to talk with Mr. Ibaugh about that. But Mackenzie Hogue had a chance to visit him. We'll have a new video coming up a little bit later on our Facebook page. What did you have the chance to talk to him about, and what is he going to be sharing with a lot of the FFA students here?
So today he wanted to share with us kind of like what makes us tick as agricultural students and how we can use that to really dive into like our experiences and like what we learn. Also just trying to get us out there like on social media and like kind of preach to everyone about agriculture and just teach them about it, because it's really a great industry and I think it'll really take it far.
One thing you guys are going to have more responsibility for than what I had is sharing agriculture's story. So many people your age maybe think agriculture's not doing things the correct way, when you and I all know that agriculture's doing the best we can to get the most affordable, abundant, and safe food supply on the planet. So your job as you go through your high school and college years is to share that story, make sure you know what you're talking about. It's very important when you talk to consumers to know the backstory of agriculture. So we're relying on you very heavily over the next couple of years, and that's what Mr. Ibaugh is going to be talking about with these students here at the Ohio FFA State Convention here in session number 3. It's coming up here in just a couple of seconds, and our coverage at ohioagnet.com, brought to you by Wilmington College. We'll get to session number 3 of the 90th Ohio State FFA Convention here at the Expo Center on the fairgrounds in Columbus.
The convention hall will come to order. We are now holding the third session of the 90th annual flag covers the United States of America, and so I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer, stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among our members and strive to build up our
Growing up on my family's small farm, I felt as though I had no control over what was occurring in the agricultural industries. However, the FFA showed me that I can make an impact by educating individuals about the practicality behind the practices used on my family's operation. And together, we will create a stronger understanding about the process that occurs from farm to table.
Through countless hours in the classroom, sharing my story and help motivating the next generation, I've shown that no matter their background, no matter their past, and no matter their current situation, their future is limitless. No goal is too high, no obstacle is too big, and no dream is unreachable if they believe in who they are. Because if I can inspire the next generation, then we will build a future that will go above and beyond all expectations.
When I first became an FFA member, public speaking was one of my biggest fears. In my first creed speaking competition, I memorized all 5 paragraphs of the creed by heart. But when it came time to present, I panicked and stumbled over my words. However, the FFA gave me opportunities to address this weakness. And with every fruit sale, speaking contest, and officer duty, I was able to improve little by little until I got to where I am today. At times, the obstacles we face can seem insurmountable. But I believe that if I can turn my weaknesses into strengths, you can too. And together we will use our strengths to better everyone around us.
Because if I can make an impact,
If I can make an impact,
If I can make an impact,
we will leave a legacy.
throughout this morning's session, we're going to see the legacy our FFA chapters have put through their members, their community, and agriculture. We'll then hear the words of United States Department of Agriculture Undersecretary Mr. Greg Ibaugh and finally see some of the final results of our proficiency areas. Ohio FFA members and guests, let's get ready to leave a legacy in session 3.
Good job, guys.
All right, guys.
Please help me in welcoming State Vice President Casey Reinhardt to the stage to continue with this morning's program.
Scientists have discovered that gold never oxidizes, which means it'll never rust and hold its shine forever. Much like gold keeps its shine, these next chapters shine in our association. These chapters have dedicated their efforts in the last year to reaching new heights with their students, chapter, and communities. Their applications will be forwarded to the National FFA organization for further evaluation. Please join me in congratulating this year's gold-rated chapters, sponsored by Ag Credit.
Amanda Clear Creek. Anna. Black River. Bowling Green. Cardington. Cedarville GCCC. Covington UVCC. Eaton. Elgin. Fayetteville. Felicity Franklin. Genoa Penta. Houston UVCC. London. Lynchburg Clay. Miami East MVCTC. Miami Trace. Mississinawa Valley MVCTC. National Trail MVCTC. New Bremen. North Union. Firelands. Northeastern Clark. Norway. Otsego. Peebles. Ridgemont. South Central. St. Mary's. Stone Ridge Pickaway Ross CTC. Talawanda Butler Tech. Upper Sandusky. Versailles. and Zane Trace.
Congratulations to all of our gold-rated chapters. I would now like to welcome State Vice President Carly Koppler to the stage to introduce the top 10 chapters in the areas of growing leaders, building communities, and strengthening agriculture.
As FFA members, we've all heard about the importance of becoming leaders. We know that we should help out within our communities, and we realize the importance of American agriculture and sharing its message. But how many of us actually make the decision to do something? These next FFA chapters have recognized a need for growth and improvement in the agriculture sector, understand the need for strong leaders, and also see the value in giving back to their communities. At this time, we will now be recognizing the top 10 chapters in the areas of growing leaders, building communities, and strengthening agriculture. You reap what you sow is a phrase that was often used to serve as a reminder or to teach my siblings and I a lesson when growing up. More importantly, it was something that I was reminded of when tasked with things that I did not necessarily want to do. However, as I grew older, I began to recognize the value of input, especially within leadership. I began to understand the need for investing in others as leaders in order to strengthen my FFA chapter and the many other clubs that I took part in. These next FFA chapters also understand the concept of reaping what they sow in order to develop strong leaders around them. Sponsored by the Ohio Department of Agriculture, the top 10 chapters in the Growing Leaders Division are
the Cardington FFA chapter hosted a new member night for their freshman and 8th grade students. During the week of the Green Hand and Discovery Banquet, members came in to enjoy a night of engagement and personal growth. Following this workshop, upperclassmen facilitated officer-led groups in competitions and activities. FFA families and mentor groups competed against each other to see who could achieve the most points throughout the night. The evening themed "We're Taking You Under Our Wing" provided a leadership opportunity to their upperclassmen and a chance for growth to the future of the program. The Covington UVCC FFA chapter held the Ag Warrior Dash in collaboration with the Houston UVCC FFA chapter. The 5K agricultural themed obstacle course included 10 different ag challenges, including a gate climb, giant bell pyramid, straw bale carry, and electric fence crawl. There were agricultural facts highlighted around the course to educate runners in the event. The community and FFA member participants received lawn sleeve shirts and gold medals for their run. The Felicity Franklin FFA chapter hosted the second annual overtime event, where students of the school came to the cafeteria and gym after a Friday night basketball game for a fun night with friends. The theme of the event was learning about impaired driving. They featured guest speaker Trooper Jones from the Highway Patrol in a relay race where students drove pedal carts with impaired goggles around a track and tried to shoot a basketball at the end. Students learned the perils of driving impaired while enjoying a free dinner and games with friends. The Houston UVCC FFA chapter implemented the Chips and Tips FFA Alumni Night as a way to increase knowledge and awareness among current FFA members on college and career readiness. The chapter invited back 6 Houston UVCC FFA alumni members to provide insight into life after graduation to current members. 5 colleges, 1 branch of the military, 1 career tech program, and 1 professional school were represented at the event. The Lynchburg Clay FFA chapter held a 5K benefit walk and run for a member and his family after their house was lost in a storm. FFA members gained self-awareness in regards to others' home life, which made them more aware of the struggles of local families. In total, the chapter raised over $12,000, which was used to purchase a home for the family. The Miami East FVCTC FFA chapter is promoting a positive attitude towards lifelong learning. Their scholarship committee filled the void of no library in the Miami East local school district by placing 7 little libraries throughout the district. Using a $400 grant from the National FFA, old newspaper boxes were repurposed and filled with books for pre-K through 8th grade students. The Little Free Libraries exposed young readers to books through 24-hour access and a book exchange opportunity. 100% of the materials were provided by the grant, and a total of 400 books have been donated so far. The Miami Trace FFA chapter aims to increase the success of their members after graduation by partnering with their FFA alumni to host a pork chop dinner. 100% of the profits were used to fund scholarships to graduating seniors with the hope of encouraging them to pursue post-secondary education. In 2017, over $2,500 was raised. In addition, members work cooperatively alongside alumni members, which allowed them to network with ag professionals in their community. The National Trail MVCTC FFA chapter officers noticed the Green Hand members needed guidance to fully explore their unique talents, self-awareness, and take part in FFA opportunities. So they organized the National Trails Green Hand Lock-In. The Green Hand Lock-In was organized by chapter and state officers to bond and encourage members to take part in FFA opportunities. It included 15-minute workshops and recreation time. The Ridgemont FFA chapter is growing their members' leadership through their Innovating with Technology and Artificial Intelligence initiative as they link data and technology to ag and design innovations. FFA members created 25 ag innovation design sessions, 2 STEM community nights, and 1 makerspace lock-in. Students assisted farmers by training the neuron to forecast rain. Members designed an artificial neural network which imputed historical precipitation and temperature data and predicted rainfall. The Versailles FFA chapter created the Companions Making a Difference program to foster a relationship between the FFA and MD students in their school. Through the program, members took monthly lessons to the MD classroom, allowing friendships to blossom while still advocating for agriculture. Monthly Companions visits enhance the personal growth and social interaction skills for 15% of FFA members and 8 MD students. And also, 5 standards for both agricultural education and science were met. In the top chapter in the Growing Leaders Division is the Versailles FFA chapter.
This past July, I traveled to Breathitt County, Kentucky, in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains as part of a mission trip with my local youth group. The focus of our service trip was to help repair the homes of members within the community. However, it became so much more than that. During our time, we were welcomed into the homes of these community members and were showered with Southern hospitality. Each and every one of the individuals we encountered were so willing to allow us to become a part of their everyday life. These next FFA chapters knew that they need not travel far in order to make a difference. Rather, they saw a need and took action. Sponsored by the Ohio Department of Agriculture, the top 10 chapters in the Building Communities Division are:
The Cardington FFA chapter's Living to Serve committee planned and hosted a hunger banquet for their entire high school after witnessing the hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and Maria ravage our nation this past fall. To advocate for hunger awareness, the student body was broken into 3 socioeconomic classes and were fed lunch in accordance with how those people would eat every day. At the conclusion of the banquet, students watched a video of a Puerto Rican past state officer who recounted his experience during Maria. Over the next week, students collected items consisting of food, hygiene products, toys, and clothes to send to villages and vocational schools on the island. Cardington High School collected over 1,100 items for the victims of Hurricane Maria through this project. The Covington UVCC FFA chapter held the Kid Watch 2017 event to support parents and teachers within the Covington School District. Over 70 K-5 students were supervised during the fall parent-teacher conferences. This allowed teachers and parents to meet uninterrupted and plan for student success in the classroom. FFA members hosted artistic, kinesthetic, and social activities for the children in attendance. The Elgin FFA chapter saw the devastation that Hurricane Harvey caused in the lives of FFA members in Texas and wanted to do something to help. They hosted a Powder Puff football game to raise money for Harvey victims. FFA members invited students, staff, parents, and community members to the game where they made raffle baskets to raffle off to raise money. With the help of the Elgin community, the Elgin FFA raised $750 for Hurricane Harvey victims in Texas. The Felicity Franklin FFA chapter hosted the first annual Hands to Heart event at the local fire and EMS building. 12 members learned how to perform basic life support, or BLS. Many Felicity FFA members are fire cadets with the fire department and wanted to equip more students with the skills needed to save lives. If a situation arises, the Felicity Franklin FFA is now confident they can handle it with their BLS skills. The community of Felicity is now safer than ever. The Houston UVCC FFA chapter conducted the Chickens for Charity Service Learning Project to educate its members on animal nutrition while raising 51 broilers to be donated at their local soup kitchen, the Alpha Community Center. 35 members were involved in this service research project, resulting in 475 healthy meals for Shelby County community members. Members also conducted a FFA Christmas luncheon at the Alpha Community Center, where they served their donated chicken and provided support and Christmas crafts to those in need in their community. The Miami East MVCTC FFA Chapter Citizenship Committee coordinated the 5K9 run to benefit the Miami County Animal Shelter. This activity was conducted to encourage FFA members to become active and involved citizens of their community and care for the dogs and cats that live in it. Through supporters and runners, the chapter was able to donate $390 to the shelter, and 100% of the dogs received a chew toy. The Miami Trace FFA chapter maintained a sponsorship program that enabled members to network with local business owners to strengthen the connection between their chapter and the community. The mutually beneficial partnership allowed stakeholders to work directly with their FFA members and receive multiple advertisement opportunities with FFA publications while contributing financially to the chapter program of activities. The Ridgemont FFA chapter created a new program called Grab and Go Garden Bags, Solutions to Hunger, which addresses the issue that 1 in 5 children in America are hungry. This program was created to raise awareness of hunger, engage youth, take action, and provide resources to start gardens in their community. The Grab and Go Garden Bags contain soil, potting containers, seeds, and information inside that highlight the importance of gardening as a solution to hunger. Their members constructed 250 grab-and-go garden bags with 13 gardening items to distribute at 4 community events. Donations from Walmart and New Leaf Garden Center funded 100% of the project. The St. Mary's FFA chapter organized Operation Pale Mail in their community in order to ship care packages to local soldiers currently stationed overseas. The program raised over $2,400 from community members to ship 82 3.5-gallon buckets filled with food and personal care items, as well as handmade pictures and letters from elementary students. The bucket with the lid not only provided a shipping container for the items, it also gave soldiers a reusable container that can be used for personal items. The Versailles FFA chapter created the Operation Christmas program to provide local children in need with food and gifts during the holiday. Members created a canned food and toy drive both within the community and the school to collect items for families in their time of need. Over 5,000 cans, $1,000, and 7,500 toys were collected by the end of the drive, impacting 34 different families in the community. And the top chapter in the Building Communities Division is the Covington UVCC FFA chapter.
To most people, this is just dirt. But to an agriculturist, it is potential. These next chapters understand the limitless potential within the agriculture industry, and their chapter programs and activities throughout this year have reflected that very mindset. Not only do they dedicate time and effort to strengthening their FFA chapter, but also to improving their knowledge about the agriculture industry. Sponsored by the Ohio Department of Agriculture, the top 10 chapters in the Strengthening Agriculture Division are:
the Bowling Green FFA chapter worked to improve the public relations of their chapter within the school by hosting 2 teacher appreciation meals. FFA members hosted a hydroponic salad luncheon using lettuce that was grown in their greenhouse. The members also hosted a pancake breakfast where they invited teachers, administrators, and school board members to enjoy a full breakfast prepared by the chapter. New this year, the FFA also invited local community members that were participating in interviews that day to increase their outreach in promoting agriculture. The Felicity Franklin FFA chapter hosted the annual Down on the Farm Day to teach younger students and the community about the importance of agriculture, specifically where their food comes from. The event included livestock, small animals, and equipment for preschool through 12th grade. FFA members functioned as educators and group leaders to keep the event running. New this year, peacocks, lizards, monkeys, and fire trucks were included to showcase the expanding diversity of agriculture. For many children, milking the cow was the highlight of their day. The Houston UVCC FFA chapter implemented the Students Empower Students Self-Defense Seminar to provide Houston high school students with the skills and techniques necessary to protect themselves in threatening situations. The Houston UVCC FFA chapter collaborated with the Shelby County Sheriff's Department to provide 155 students at Houston High School with valuable real-world insight into how to protect themselves after graduation. According to pre- and post-surveys, students feel 15% safer leaving Houston due to the knowledge gained in the seminars. The Lynchburg Clay FFA chapter has been hosting a truck and tractor pull the past few years. During this event, members strengthened their relationship with support groups such as their FFA alumni, the Lynchburg Lions Club, and the Southern Ohio Antique Tractor Pullers Association. This year was their most successful event. 1,500 attended the two-day event with 94% of the chapter members helping at the event. The FFA alumni netted a profit of $6,350. The Miami East MVCTC FFA Chapter Support Group Committee established the Giving of Thanks program to help support agricultural education in their community. Each month, a different group of individuals was recognized to build a positive relationship among FFA, parents, and community leaders interested in supporting agricultural education. 100% of chapter members participated in this by recognizing school support staff, teachers, the local food pantry, bus drivers, and more. The Miami Trace FFA chapter created the grain bin safety program because only 2 of their local fire departments had the proper equipment to respond to a grain bin rescue. Chapter members doubled this resource when they utilized grant money to obtain 2 grain rescue cofferdams, an auger, and safety harnesses to donate to local fire departments. In addition to assisting fire departments in receiving this proper equipment and training to efficiently respond to a rescue, their members set up a display at Tractor Supply Company and at local events to educate their rural community about such equipment. The National Trail MVCTC FFA chapter members educated their community on the importance of the pork industry. Chapter members constructed more than 30 interactive exhibits and demonstrations as part of Oinkers 101 at the Preble County Pork Festival. These exhibits educated community members on the pork industry by using interactive activities for adults and children. The North Union FFA chapter prides itself in strengthening agriculture within its community, school, and chapter. Within the last year, the chapter was able to serve the community with over 1,180 hours of service-oriented tasks. The chapter enriched the lives of youth in the Richwood community by implementing Project FACE. The chapter implemented the activity to increase agricultural advocacy and provide a hands-on approach to agricultural production and natural resource development. The Ridgemont FFA chapter implemented the Virtual Reality Training Next Generation Initiative as a twist on their Food for America program. They bridged the gap from ag to the general population to create more informed consumers. At the Food for America program, the Ag Literacy Committee members taped each station with a 360-degree camera mounted on a helmet a student was wearing. At each station, the camera crew captured footage of FFA members teaching. The footage was then converted to virtual reality footage and uploaded to a Ridgemont FFA site for VR headsets. The Versailles FFA chapter noticed the impact of agriculture on their economy, and to better show this impact, they held an Expression of Appreciation event to promote local agriculturalists and their impact on the production of food, fiber, and fuel people use every day. Members sponsored a free omelet breakfast and agricultural displays for community members. 525 participants were impacted positively by gaining insight on the production and distribution of agricultural supplies. Over 20 farm displays and 120 ag coloring pages were exhibited at the event. And the top chapter in the Strengthening Agricultural Division is the National Trail MVCTC FFA chapter.
I can, but together we will. The chapters that were just recognized each excelled within the areas of growing leaders, building communities, and strengthening agriculture. The members of the following chapter also lived out the concept of I can, we will. They took their ideas and put them into action in order to make an impact on the lives of those around them. Thanks to the generous support of Dr. Earl F. Kantner, Ohio FFA members, parents, and guests, your top 10 chapters of the Ohio FFA Association are Cardington, Covington UVCC, Felicity Franklin, Houston UVCC, Miami East MVCTC, Miami Trace, National Trail MVCTC, Ridgemont, St. Mary's, and Versailles. Let's give each of the chapters recognized one more round of applause for their dedication to their chapters, communities, and agriculture. At this time, please join me in welcoming State Vice President at Large, Mylan Paz-Derrick, to the stage to continue with our program.
The agricultural industry is constantly facing many challenges. Urbanization, resource conservation, and other concerns make farming in 2018 increasingly difficult. But thankfully, for every challenge we face, there are men and women stepping up to overcome these obstacles. This morning it is my distinct pleasure to introduce one of these influential people to you all. He is currently the USDA's Undersecretary for Marketing and Regulatory Programs. In his position, he is tasked with facilitating the marketing of U.S. agricultural products, as well as ensuring the health and care of plants and animals. Before becoming Undersecretary, he served as Nebraska's Director of Agriculture. He was a visionary leader in creating many solutions for global and domestic initiatives. As a result of his commitment, he was inducted to the Agricultural Hall of Agricultural Achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. Greg Eyeball.
Hello, Ohio FFA. You can be louder than that, can't you? Yeah, that works. Very good, very good. Well, it's a great privilege to be able to be here with you today and to share some thoughts with you. In D.C., Mylan talked a little bit about what I spend my days doing and how that impacts agriculture, especially plant health and livestock health. But I really don't think you want to hear about what I do in D.C. So today I want to talk to you about what makes you tick, but not necessarily what makes you tick today. I want to talk to you about what's going to make you tick when you're my age, or what's going to have influenced you to tick as you get to be my age. And it's some things that I think I want you to think about today and tomorrow, and as you grow in your careers, about what makes you tick. I grew up on a small farm, in a small farm community. Our town was 250 people. My high school graduating class was 22 people. And everybody around us in our community in rural Nebraska was a farmer or rancher for the most part. My summers were spent working on our family's farm. And once I got to junior high, I had two major jobs, it seemed like, in the summertime. One of them was when the first cutting of hay was ready to go, they put me on the swather. And it wasn't the kind of swather you think about today. Our swather was open cab, and if you looked at it cross-eyed, drove a little bit too fast, crowded too much hay in at one time, it would plug up. So not only was it hot and dirty, but it had this propensity to plug up. And to get it unplugged, it wasn't like today's swathers where you ran it, you turned the head backwards and let it unplug. I had a pipe wrench. And when I got ready to get out and unplug it, I had to put the pipe wrench on one of the bars, and I was I weighed 95 pounds as a freshman in high school. So I've been on a better rate gain since then, but I weighed 95 pounds as a freshman. So in junior high, when I weighed less than that, I had to jump up and down on the pipe wrench to get it to crank backwards. And so that was quite the experience. And after about 6 summers of that seemed like I had enough of swathing. The other job that I had on our farm is we milked cows. And we didn't have a very large dairy, but we milked about 50 cows. And I spent most mornings and evenings with my mom out in the milking barn because that was my mom and I's duty. We milked cows. Now, while that wasn't a very fun job either because you had to be there every morning and every night. And the cows were there no matter what else you had planned. You had this job ahead of you that required you to be dedicated to that job. So what I learned from that experience is that no matter what, it was important for me to be there, to do my job, because the farm relied on me to do that. And so it mattered each and every day what I was doing on our farm because it was important to the income of our farm as well as making sure we had hay for our dairy and our beef operation throughout the winter. So the first thing I want you to remember is that today matters. So what you're doing today, whether you like it or not, it matters because you're learning something from it. And the attitude that you put into it and the skills that you're learning and your ability to transpose that into work ethic down the road is very important. My children also worked on the farm growing up, and they spent their summers doing, I don't think nearly as ugly of jobs as I had to do, but nonetheless, they worked on the farm each and every day. And it became very important to them or to me, that they learned that same work ethic. Their first year in 4-H, when they were 8-year-olds, I was off in Lincoln doing my job as director of agriculture most of the weekdays. And so we showed beef cattle. And you have to feed them every morning and night, kind of like milking cows. But they were little 8-year-olds, and we had triplets, 2 boys and a girl. And so we fixed up the calf barn so that there was a wagon of feed in the calf barn, and they would climb up in the wagon, and the bunk was right beside the wagon, and they'd lift the feed out of the wagon and dump it over the edge. And so that was their first experience with learning about how important it is to do your chores and that hard work matters, and hard work paid off. They had a lot of success over the years showing their calves, but it was because they showed up in the barn in the morning, they fed their calves, they rinsed their calves, they groomed their calves, they took care of their calves. And lots of times they were away at a baseball game during the summer, and they would come home and they would still have some of those calf chores to do at 10 o'clock at night. And so that made them realize that what they were doing today mattered for what their goal was towards the end of the summer. Finally, the last thing I want to speak about on the Today Matters subject is that the work ethic that you're learning and the things that you're doing through your FFA proficiencies and the leadership skills competitions and the career development activities that you're investing your time in is going to help you understand that it's something that not everybody else understands. When my kids got ready to go to work and start their careers, some of those lessons that they learned on the farm as well as through their FFA experiences were very important for them. They learned that if they got there first and worked first thing in the morning and were ready to work before anybody else, if they were willing to volunteer and follow through on what they volunteered for during the day, and they were willing to be the last ones to leave at night, that they would continue to be selected and promoted. They're all 3 working in the private sector right now, and all 3 have had great experiences because one of the things that farm kids and people that are involved in great organizations like FFA learn is that hard work is rewarded. And the people that aren't involved in an organization like FFA don't necessarily learn that hard work. And don't, so you're going to have a leg up, but you got to remember that you have to apply yourself. The next thing that I think makes you tick, the I in what makes you tick, is you need to be inspired. When I went to college, and I was an animal science major at the University of Nebraska in Lincoln, when I would come down out of the classrooms into the lobby where the labs were at, there was a wall in there that had people's pictures. It was kind of the Hall of Fame. They called it the Block and Bridle Honoree because Block and Bridle is the Animal Science Club. And on that wall, as I started studying it, there were people that I already knew that had been important in my life. My Sunday school teacher from Sumner, Nebraska, had been a National Pork Producers president. He was on that wall as a Hall of Famer. He was somebody that I'd already come to realize that if somebody from Sumner could be a National Pork Producers president, there was opportunities for me to do bigger and better things as well. My county agent was on that wall. He was the county agent that drug us all over. As a 4-H'er, I was on the county's livestock judging team, the county's meat judging team, the county's horse judging team, all of which won state competitions and got to go to national contests. And then I was on our state dairy judging team. Didn't win. So, but anyway, we tried. But Harold was on there, and he had taught us great things, and he was somebody I looked up to. And he always talked about other kids that had gone through his 4-H program that had gone on to success. One of those was Clayton Yider, and we'll talk about him in just a second. There's another man that became very important to me, that became a role model and an inspiration that was on that wall, was Merlin Carlson. And Merlin was he was a rancher from the western part of our state, and he was somebody that took me under his wing when I first started on the Nebraska Beef Council, and he mentored me. He talked to me about what committees I should get on, not only in our state, but also at a national level. And so Merlin was somebody that helped foster me and helped give me encouragement and push me through those years. And then I mentioned Clayton Yider. Clayton Yider was a Secretary of Agriculture at USDA. He was he was at USTR as our international trade rep for the United States as well. So Clayton was a very accomplished individual. Clayton was a 4-H'er from Dawson County, Nebraska as well. And when I started being asked if I would consider my role now at USDA, Clayton called me up and said, "Greg, I think you should do this." And he was very encouraging, as not only had I always heard from Harold and others what a great guy Clayton was, but he reached out to encourage me and help me and to inspire me to think about a new role for myself. So you need to think about the people in your life that can inspire you, that can help you think bigger and help you think about what you could be and become over and above what you think you can be and become today. Because if you don't dream it, you'll never be able to do it. You have to dream it first. And so then the last thing I want to talk to you about is credit. And lots of times we do things because we want to be recognized or we want to have credit for what we've done. One of the first things that I realized, partly because of the mentors that I just talked to you about, was that there were lots of people that had a lot to do with whether I was successful or not, maybe more than what I did to make sure that I was successful. And so as I've been in my career and as I worked as the director of the Nebraska Department of Agriculture, I looked for people to surround myself with that were excellent, that people that wanted to achieve, people that wanted to make a difference. And I want to talk to you briefly about a couple of those people. One of them was Bobby. Bobby was a young woman that had been editor for a newspaper. She actually had all the regional correspondents for this regional newspaper, and they fed their stories in from their communities, and she worked on those stories. She came to the Department of Ag looking for a job when I had an opening, and I hired her. And Bobby became a great asset to me. Lots of times I could figure out what I wanted to do at the department or what I wanted to try to convey and try to get people to be excited about doing for Nebraska agriculture. But sometimes I had trouble figuring out how I was going to say that or how I was going to write that. Bobby's skills and her ability to write, and pretty soon I would read something she wrote and I'd say, "You just wrote me, Bobby." And she was a very key person at the department in helping me communicate my ideas and turn them into something that people could read and understand. I had the opportunity to hire a public information officer. And to be the public information officer at the state of Nebraska Department of Agriculture was kind of there were lots of ag kids that thought that was a great idea. There were a lot of adults that had been in different segments of journalism throughout Nebraska that thought that would be a great opportunity. Going through the interview process, I decided to hire a girl, Kristen. She was right out of college. And she really didn't know too much, but I could tell by the achievements she had done in high school and throughout college that she was a go-getter. And as a public information officer, she worked with the newspapers and magazines and media around our state. But more importantly, she worked to roll out some of the programs and activities we did across the department. We had a youth council that put on a youth institute. We did Ag Week. We did a number of things that she coordinated making those happen. And the fact that she would show up in the morning, she followed the rules. Show up early, be willing to leave last, and work hard and volunteer for everything in between. And she grew our youth institute from less than 100 kids the year she started with the department to over 200 when I left last year. So she made a difference, and she made me look good because she was willing to work hard and do the great things. So I think that as we think about how we surround ourselves with people that can do the job as well as we can, we need to remember to give them credit. Because as you work hard, there's a part of each and every one of us that wants to have some kind of a nod of approval, some kind of a pat on the back. We may not need to have a big trophy or a big award, but we need to be recognized for what we do. And as you try to achieve things, having people around you that you recognize for the contributions they're making in your life will continue to inspire them and build their confidence to help you achieve as well. And it's just a great concept to have, to recognize others and to be able to support them and not just worry about yourself. So we've talked about a few things that I hope that maybe you can think about. I talked about today mattering and what you're doing and what you're learning and the habits that you are developing today, and as you approach work, whether you want to be excellent or mediocre, are going to develop a pattern that will influence you and that you will probably replicate the rest of your life. So dare to be excellent. You need to be inspired. Look around the people around you, your FFA advisors, your county agents, maybe it's your parents. You have leaders in your community, probably that are involved in agriculture leadership positions on a state and national level. Look at what they are doing, look at how they are doing it, and try to find somebody that you want to emulate, that you want to have be a role model for you. Set a goal. And finally, realize that no matter how hard you work and how much you try, it's not merely up to you. You have to rely on others to support you, to be there to stand behind you, and to help you achieve great things. And you need to recognize them and be happy for the role they play in your life. Tick, tick, tick. The clock is running. What's going to make you tick in the future? Thank you very much.
Mr. Ibe, Mr. Eyeball, thank you very much for your message. Thank you for reminding us that today matters, and because of that, we need to take advantage of every opportunity we have. Thank you for reminding us to be inspired and to look for others to be role models for us. And then lastly, thank you for telling us and showing us how we need to give credit where credit is due. Thank you very much. Let's give one more round of applause for Mr. Greg Eyeball. Thank you very much. We now have the distinct pleasure of welcoming to the stage one of Ohio FFA stars, our very own Ohio FFA talent, Kaden Blanton from the Westfall FFA chapter.
Leave a legacy.
There was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor falls, the major lifts, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. Well, she tied you to her kitchen chair, she broke your throne, she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh baby, I've been here before. I've seen these rooms, I've walked these floors. I used to live alone before I knew ya. Well, I've seen your flag on the mall but love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 God above, but all I ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody who outdrew ya. Well, it's not the cries that you hear at night, it's not somebody who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Once said, "Don't be afraid to go after what you want to do and what you want to be, but don't be afraid to pay the price either." These next FFA members have definitely gone after what they wanted, while giving up lots of their own time to ensure they can become the next success story in their chosen industry. We are about to welcome to stage the 4 finalists from each proficiency area. Third place will receive $50, fourth, $100, and the winner from each proficiency area will win $250. Ohio FFA, let's get excited to welcome our proficiency finalists.
From the basic necessities like the clothing on our backs to the fuel that we put into our vehicles, these next 4 individuals have us covered. Members in the Fiber and Oil Crop Production Proficiency Award area provide our most basic necessities and are the next generation in the food and fiber sector of the agriculture industry. Sponsored by the Ohio Soybean Council, your state finalists are: in 4th place, Rose Zedick, Fairview. In 3rd place, Faith Stegbauer, Fayetteville. In 2nd place, Todd Peterson, Miami Trace. And our state winner is Sarah Leonard from the Buckeye Valley DACC FFA chapter. Sarah Leonard is a senior in the Buckeye Valley DACC FFA chapter, and her agri-science educator is Alex Zimmer. She is the daughter of Earl and Beth Leonard. As part of her SAE, Sarah is responsible for the care and maintenance of her 21.5-acre soybean crop, in which she selects seed varieties, manages fertilization and pests, and ensures that her equipment is efficiently operating. Sarah will be attending the Ohio State University in the fall, where she will major in animal sciences. Congratulations, Sarah. The grass isn't always greener on the other side, and these next FFA members know the value of input in their fields. The finalists in the forage production proficiency are experts in their field, or in this case, their pastures. Ranging from efficient production, best management practices, and even marketing, these FFA members are here to meet all of your forage needs. Sponsored by the Ohio FFA Foundation, your state finalists are: in 4th place, Kayla Cosson, Cardington, Lincoln. In 3rd place, Eric Lab, Talawanda, Butler Tech. In 2nd place, Monty Bose, Upper Sandusky. And our state winner is Trent Rohrman from the Eaton FBCTC FFA chapter. Trent Rohrman is a senior in the Eaton MVCTC FFA chapter, where his agri-science educator is Rebecca Holbrook. He is the son of Mike and Lisa Brorman. As part of his SAE, Trent owns and operates a custom hay and straw harvesting business in southwestern Preble County. Trent's future plans are to attend Ivy Tech to study precision agriculture, as well as expand his role on the family farm. Congratulations, Trent! These next individuals know the secret to a good fruit pie. It's all in the fruit that they're producing and marketing. Sponsored by Fruit Growers Marketing Association, the finalists in the fruit production proficiency are: in 4th place, Megan Melcher, Eastwood. In 3rd place, Sean Miller, Firelands. In 2nd place, Austin Dotterer, Smithville. And our state winner is Ethan Stuckey from the Winford FFA chapter. Ethan Stuckey is a graduate from the Winford FFA chapter, where his agri-science educators are Tessa Martin and Mike Hoffman. He is the son of Kent and Laura Stuckey. As part of his SAE, Ethan is responsible for scouting, ensuring storage quality of the produce, including strawberries and apples, and also weed management for Pickwick Produce. His future plans are to continue with his fruit and vegetable SAE, as well as further expand his farm market with his family. Congratulations, Ethan.
Boar, pygmy, feigning, oh my. These next finalists in the goat production proficiency know all about these 3 breeds of goats and many more. They know the hard work that goes into caring for these animals in order to have the best goat products. Sponsored by the Ohio FFA Foundation, your state finalists are: in 4th place, Cassandra Parks, East Clinton. In 3rd place, Alexandria Stewart, Southeastern Ross. In 2nd place, Seth Blake, Utica. And your state winner is Joshua Lingenkamp from the Houston UVCC FFA chapter. Josh Lingenkamp is the son of Ed and Wendy Langenkamp. He is currently a sophomore in the Houston UVCC FFA chapter, where his advisor is Mr. Derek McCracken. As part of his SAE, Josh has pygmy goats, including 11 breeding females, 2 bucks, and 10 kids. This resulted in 8 sales and 2 replacement females. In the future, Josh plans to continue raising pygmy goats and attend college to obtain a business degree. Congratulations, Josh.
Long hours in the fields don't stop these young entrepreneurs from producing a wholesome product while owning and operating their own production operations. The top finalists in the grain production entrepreneurship proficiency, sponsored by Pioneer Hybrid, are: in 4th place, Jason Stevens, Fayetteville. In 3rd place, Garrett Joseph, Fremont Ross. In 2nd place, Connor Bensman, Anna. And our state winner is Chris Kiefer from the Alexander FFA chapter. Chris Kiefer is a junior from the Alexander FFA chapter, where his agri-science educator is Brian Ford. He is the son of Kurt Kiefer and Michelle Smith. As part of his SAE, Chris produced 17 acres of non-GMO corn and marketed his crop from the past 2 years through bagging for livestock farmers, deer hunters, and also marketed his grain to Cargill Elevator. In the future, Chris plans to take over his family's corn, wheat, and soybean operation. Congratulations, Chris.
In the Grain Production Placement Proficiency Award area, members use the best management practices available while working for Grain Enterprise. Sponsored by JCW Farms, your state finalists are: in 4th place, Andrew Stevens, Fayetteville. In 3rd place, Ross Black, Taze Valley. In 2nd place, Rose Zedak, Fairview. And your state winner is Justin Scott from the Indian Valley FFA chapter. Justin Scott is the son of Tim and Summer Scott. He is a senior in the Indian Valley FFA chapter, where his advisor is Mr. David Stiles. As part of his SAE, Justin works at Everett Grain Farms Incorporated. There he is responsible for operating harvest and planting equipment, assisting in crop selection and plant nutrition applications, scouting the fields for crop damage and nutrition deficiencies, and growth. In the future, Justin plans to attend Kent State University to complete a degree in agricultural business to return back to Everett Grain Farms Incorporated. Congratulations, Scott.
FFA members in the Home and Community Development Proficiency know just what any space needs to improve and protect the beauty of its surrounding areas. These finalists are experts in all facets of home and community development, ranging from modernizing a home to improving sanitary facilities. Sponsored by Boone Restoration and Mr. Roland Fisher, the finalists are: in 4th place, Benford Burns, Bloom Carroll. In 3rd place, Logan Schlaw, West Holmes. In 2nd place, Priscilla Howland, Ridgemont. And our state winner is Luke Fondrel from the St. Mary's FFA chapter. Luke Fondrel is a senior in the St. Mary's FFA chapter, where his agri-science educator is Mrs. Bambauer. He is the son of Sean and Jennifer Vondrel. As part of his SAE, Luke volunteered for Agape Ministries, where he would help collect donations, sort and date food regularly, rotate inventory, and assist clients. Luke's future plans are to attend Wright State Lake Campus to obtain an associate's degree in criminal justice. Congratulations, Luke.
Sprinklers, plants, recreational area, and outdoor beautification are only a few areas in which these next individuals have excelled. Sponsored by Haviland Plastic Products, your state finalists in the landscape management proficiency are: in 4th place, Blake Williams, East Clinton. In 3rd place, Zachary Gordon, Upper Valley. In 2nd place, Alexandria Rollinson, Buckeye Central. And your state winner is Harmon Hausler from the Bellevue FFA chapter. Harmon Hausler is the son of Ken and Deb Hausler. He is a senior in the Bellevue FFA chapter, where his advisor is Mr. Jeff Karcher. As part of his SAE, Harmon works at Perry's Plantation, a local nursery and landscape company in Bellevue, Ohio. There, Harmon installs and revitalizes flower beds, installs water attractions, and provides maintenance for irrigation systems. In the future, Harmon plans to attend a trade school to learn about bodywork and diesel mechanics, with the hopes of one day owning his own business. Congratulations, Harmon.
Having a hard time deciding what to plant in your flower beds or garden this year? These next individuals have a solution for you. The finalists in the Nursery Operations Proficiency possess a diverse range of knowledge concerning garden and vegetable starter plants, and even trees and shrubs. Sponsored by Haviland Plastic Products, the finalists are: in 4th place, Coy Kirkbride, Tri-Valley. In 3rd place, Marissa Lamp, West Holmes. In 2nd place, Olivia Corder, West Muskingum. And our state winner is Mason Hogan from the Genoa FFA chapter. Mason Hogan is a senior in the Genoa Penta FFA chapter, where his agri-science educator is Luke Ryan. He is the son of Mike Hogan and Julie Hayes. As part of his SAE, Mason worked for Huss Nursery and Landscape, where he worked in the tree farm and nursery operations. Mason's future plans are to attend Bowling Green State University to study marine biology. Congratulations, Mason.
What does it take to be able to call your products organic? Well, these next finalists in the Organic Agriculture Proficiency would be the people to talk to. These finalists not only know what it takes to have an organic product, but know how to go above and beyond to get the best products for their consumers. Sponsored by the Ohio FFA Foundation, your state finalists in the Organic Agriculture Proficiency are: in 2nd place, Riley Thaub, Anna. And your state winner is Michael Bear from the Miami East MVCTC chapter. Michael Bear is the son of David and Annette Bear. He is a sophomore in the Miami East MVCTC FFA chapter, where his advisor is Miss Marie Carity. As part of his SAE, Michael works on his family's organic dairy and egg farm, where he assists in marketing organic agricultural products to consumers. In the future, Michael plans to stay involved in his family's organic farm and return to the operation upon graduation.
Sponsored by the Ohio FFA Foundation, the finalists in the Outdoor Recreation Proficiency area are the first to take a hold of all the opportunities the great outdoors have to offer. These students take a more creative spin on spending the day outside to develop outdoor activities that can be enjoyed by family, friends, and members throughout their community. The finalists are: in fourth place, Bethany Starlin, Logan. In third place, Jacob Ishmael, Marysville. In second place, Emily Bookless, Ridgewood. And our state winner is Kendra Reisner from the Stone Ridge Pickaway Ross CTC FFA chapter. Kendra is the proud daughter of Wayne and Teresa Risner. Her SAE was founded on her love for the thrill and competition of shooting archery. Kendra's unique skill set has taken her to 27 competitions, 8 states, and named her the holder of 2 state records. Her future plans include studying agri-science education at the Ohio State University ATI campus. Kendra's advisor is Rachel Sear.
No one knows more about what it takes to make that turkey dinner than these next finalists. They've all spent long days in the barn ensuring the success of their flock. The Poultry Proficiency Award area seeks to honor those who best manage their chickens, turkeys, ducks, or other fowl. Sponsored by the Ohio Poultry Association, your finalists are: in fourth place, Kyla Greenlee, Gallipolis. In third place, Taylor Tin, Fort Recovery. In second place, Michael Bear, Miami East MVCTC. And our state winner is Aaron Kanapke from the Versailles FFA chapter. Aaron Kanapke is the proud son of Terry and Kay Kanapke and a senior at Versailles High School. As part of his SAE, Aaron has recorded over 6,800 hours working on Kanapke Poultry Farms. After graduation, he plans on working full-time on his family's farm and searching out ways to expand the operation. Aaron's advisors are Dina Webker and Colton Prescott.
Diving deep into our roots as an organization, these students are willing to give any sheep farmer a run for their money. The sheep production proficiency puts competitors up to the challenge of marketing sheep, sheep products, and wool. Thank you to the Ohio Sheep Improvement Association and Ohio Sheep and Wool for sponsoring this award. Here are your top 4 individuals. In fourth place, Tristan Stengel, Houston UBCC. In third place, Styler Byer, North Union. In second place, Adam Blumenshine, Fairbanks. And our state winner is Zane Parrott from the Northmore FFA chapter. Zane is the son of Ken and Patty Parrott. His SAE consists of Hampshire breeding and market lamb project consisting of 14 ewes, 1 ram, and 26 market lambs. Zane has plans to pursue a degree in ag economics at the Ohio State University. Zane's advisor is Ken Parrott.
If you need to know anything about rabbits, cats, or dogs, these 4 should be the first ones you call. The Small Animal Production and Care Proficiency challenges members to apply best management practices in caring for pets in any aspect. The Ohio FFA Foundation is proud to sponsor this award. Your finalists are: in fourth place, Haley Hensley, Zane Trace. In third place, Zach Cronenberger, Miami East, MVCTC. In second place, Lindsay Shell, Blanchester. And our state winner is Cheyenne Kendall from the Twin Valley South MVCTC FFA chapter. Cheyenne Kendall is a senior member of the Twin Valley South MVCTC FFA chapter and the daughter of Chuck and Terry Kendall. As part of her SAE, Cheyenne raised over 200 rabbits for both breeding and marketing purposes. In the future, she will be attending Wilmington College, double majoring in food policy and agriculture advocacy, as well as education. Cheyenne's advisor is Allison Derringer.
Our next finalists are the true experts at producing and marketing the product of their toil. The Specialty Animal Production Proficiency allows students to produce and market specialty animals within the agricultural industry to suit the needs of consumers in any part of the world. The Ohio FFA Foundation is proud to sponsor this proficiency. Your top 4 individuals are: in fourth place, Emily Bookless, Ridgewood. In third place is Olivia Flommer, Zane Trace. In second place, Morgan Mattis, Ridgewood. And our state winner is Nathan Stewart from the East Clinton FFA chapter. Nathan is the son of Rich and Tracy Stewart. Nathan's SAE consisted of learning how to properly manage hives and for honey production, which he now sells to local clientele and farm markets. Nathan plans to attend medical school along with continuing his honey production and bee byproduct business. Nathan's advisor is Matt Griffith.
A niche market can be hard to find, but these members have done it better than anyone. The Specialty Crop Proficiency encourages production of unique crops, such as gourds, grass seed, and mushrooms. This award is proudly sponsored by the Ohio FFA Foundation. Your finalists are, in fourth place, Clarabelle Levensheimer, Zane Trace. In third place, Haley Black, Sheridan. In second place, Caitlin Miley, St. Mary's. Our state winner is Emily Timmis from the Miami East MDCTC FFA chapter. Emily Timmis is the proud daughter of Robert and Kim Timmis and a senior member of the Miami East MDCTC FFA chapter. Emily utilized her family's greenhouse to grow 12 different types of herbs and marketed the plant sets at a local farmer's market. This fall, Emily will attend The Ohio State University to study food science and technology. Emily's advisor is Marie Carity.
The members who participate in the swine production entrepreneurship proficiency area often spend countless hours learning all there is to know about their industry. From farm to table, the hard work put in by these individuals never fails to shine through. This award is generously sponsored by the Ohio Pork Producers Council. The finalists are, in fourth place, Taylor Fikart, West Holmes. In third place, Grace Cooper, East Clinton. In second place, Mary Grace Carson, Miami Trice. And our state winner is Wyatt Crozier from the Felicity Franklin FFA chapter. Wyatt is the son of Matt and Julie Crozier. His SAE consists of breeding sows to produce piglets to sell to farmers and local 4-H and FFA members. Wyatt plans to pursue a degree in engineering and one day own and operate his own farm. Wyatt's advisors are Holly Jennings and Joe Broadwell.
Caring for pigs can be difficult, but these next members have taken on the challenge and found success. The Swine Placement Proficiency seeks to honor those members who use the best management practices in caring for hogs while working for an employer. Heimler Farms is proud to sponsor this award. Your finalists are, in fourth place, Reed Aller, St. Mary's. In third place, Noel Gerfin, Ridgemont. In second place, Jesse Olinger, Ridgewood. And our state winner is Jacob Webker from the Versailles FFA chapter. Jacob Webker is a junior at Versailles High School and the proud son of Jess and Dina Webker. As part of his SAE, Jacob has recorded working over 1,200 hours on Webker Farms, LLC. After graduation, Jacob plans to attend Wright State Lake Campus to major in agricultural business and then return home to the family farm. Jacob's advisors are Dina Webker and Colton Prescott.
Our next group of finalists consists of the heroes behind every well-maintained plot of land in America. The turfgrass management proficiency is for students who work to improve recreational areas, provide lawn mowing services, or manage athletic courses through the usage of turfgrass. Haviland Plastic Products is proud to sponsor the turfgrass management proficiency. Here are your top 4 individuals. In fourth place, Zachary Gordon, Upper Valley. In third place, Everett Buter, Wauseon. In second place, Troy Elward, Delphus. And our state winner is Carson Iyer from the Western Brown FFA chapter. Carson is the son of Barry and Mindy Iyer. His SAE consists of owning and operating a landscape service that services 42 contracted customers. Zachary plans to continue in business and attend Morehead State University. Carson's advisor is Ryan Russello.
Many people have a backyard garden, but these 4 finalists took that idea to the next level. The Vegetable Production Proficiency challenges members to efficiently grow and sell any of a wide range of vegetables. This award is proudly sponsored by Rupp Seeds Incorporated. Your finalists are: in 4th place, Landon Wenger, Benjamin Logan. In 3rd place, Robert Bench, Genoa. In 2nd place, Presley Burma, Willard. And our state winner is Ian Valerius from the Firelands FFA chapter. Ian Valerius is a senior member of the Firelands FFA chapter, where he was advised by Shanna Finnegan. As part of his SAE, Ian grew heirloom vegetables and sold them to local fine dining restaurants through his family-owned business, Bent Creek Farm. His future plans are to attend the college and major in business. Ian is the proud son of Anthony and Susan Valerius.
The Veterinary Science Proficiency Award area gives members the opportunity to step into a world that one day may become their profession. Sponsored by the Ohio FFA Foundation, your state finalists are: in 4th place, Jacob Schlichter, Talawanda Butler Tech. In 3rd place, Nicole Green, Stone Ridge Pickaway Ross. In 2nd place, Miranda Haven, St. Trace. And our state winner is Emma Artis from the Crestview FFA chapter. Emma is the daughter of Frank and Melissa Artis. Her SAE consists of working at Claremont Vet Clinic, where she fills prescriptions and handles customer transactions. Emma plans to attend North Central State College and later transfer to The Ohio State University to obtain her doctorate.
These next members were born with a passion for the outdoors. The Wildlife Production and Management Proficiency area challenges students to find ways of improving the availability of fish and wildlife through practices such as trapping and surveys. Sponsored by the Ohio FFA Foundation, your finalists are: in 4th place, Justin Kleinhans, Oak Harbor. In 3rd place, Richardson Beam, Wilmington. In 2nd place, Xavier Brown, Wapakoneta. And our state winner is Jesse Oliner from the Ridgewood FFA chapter. Jesse Oliner is the proud son of Steve and Deanne Oliner and a graduate of Ridgewood High School. For his SAE, Jacob worked with landowners to control their populations of deer, geese, ducks, and turkeys. He currently attends The Ohio State University ATI studying crop management. Jesse's advisors are Sue Davis and Logan Pyers.
This concludes our 2018 Proficiency Awards presentation. Let's give another round of applause to all of our state finalists and winners. Please help me welcoming back to the stage Emily Mullen and Mylan Posderick to close out this morning's session.
Wow. Throughout the duration of this session, we've seen firsthand how our members are leaving their impact wherever they go. We recognize those top 10 chapters in the areas of growing leaders, building communities, and strengthening agriculture, and seeing how they are working to improve our organization.
Absolutely. And their legacies are sure to follow because of their dedication to our organization. And hearing the inspirational words of Undersecretary Greg Eyeball will help them take that a step further.
For sure. We then have seen that they have taken on the fact that the future is limitless, as we watched Ohio FFA members gain skills and abilities in their proficiency areas. Ohio FFA members and guests, as we conclude this morning's session, be back in these seats at 1 o'clock to watch Ohio FFA Got Talent participants rock the stage. Then at 2:30, be ready to start a train through our 4th general session. Mr. Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
I have none, Mr. President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this session? We are about to adjourn this session of the 90th Annual Ohio FFA State Convention. As we will with others, let us be diligent in labor,
just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, please join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. I now declare this session adjourned.
Wrapping up session number 3 of the 90th Ohio State FFA Convention in Columbus. Ty Higgins with the Ohio AgNet and Ohio's Country Journal. Backstage with Courtney Heiser from Seneca East, Emily Bookless. She's joining us right there in the middle with a couple of plaques here. I don't think this is mine. I've never won anything. My mom might think this is a lie if I told her this was mine. But a couple of awards we'll talk about in just a bit. And Mackenzie Hogue from Valley View MVCTC. Emily, let's start with you. Up on stage a couple of times. You got 4th place in specialty animal production and 2nd place in outdoor recreation. Job well done.
Thank you.
So talk about what you get just besides these plaques, because it's my understanding you're buying lunch.
Yeah, I actually won money with my placing, so that's pretty cool.
And I love the fact, and I want you to hold that for me, Courtney, because you have to hold it a certain way. So if I'm going to shake your hand when I give you the award, right, you have to hold it like this, and I hold it with one hand. I mean, that's quite a production up there to get you guys through. There are over 100 awards given out over the course of 2 days, and they make pretty quick time of it. What's it like being a part of that process?
Standing up there, I was shaking. You're like, you have to follow and straddle the green tape on stage. So I'm like freaking out, like, am I on the green tape or am I not? And then when they stand the award, you need to step forward. I'm afraid I'm going to forget. And then holding the plaque in which hand, and it's just so nervous up there.
All about hitting your marks, and obviously you hit it out of the park with these two. Congratulations on a job well done again. We actually, aside from these individual awards, got some chapter awards, some top 10 chapter awards. And Mackenzie, obviously a lot of work goes into that to be able to be one of those top chapters, and it doesn't just happen overnight.
It doesn't. All these chapters worked really hard. I'm actually a couple friends with these chapters, and I've seen their hard work, and I just want to congratulate them. A job well done, because it was amazing, and they really deserved it.
Of course, if you missed any of the session 3, you can always watch it as soon as we wrap up here on Facebook and also at ocj.com with coverage brought to you by Wilmington College. The keynote speaker for session 3 was Undersecretary Greg Ibaugh with the United States Department of Agriculture. And of course, he did talk a little bit about his job, not only at the top ranks of USDA in Washington, but also at the Department of Agriculture in Nebraska. Had a special message for young people here today.
Yes, Mr. Ibaugh talked about dreaming what you want to do, and daring to dream, and what makes you tick. And he has faith in us about being the future agriculturalists of America.
All these keynote speakers have a great message, and I wanted to ask all 3 of you before we wrap up, how does that make you feel? Do you get energized to, not just for the next couple of days, but for the next year in your chapter, to be able to do what they're trying to explain to you and light that fire underneath you in your chapter? Do you feel that, Mackenzie, as you walk out of these sessions?
Of course I do. I even texted my advisor when I was actually in the middle of the session, like while he was talking. I was like, Mrs. Martin, I'm like, we can do this. I'm like, we are so going to go for that top 10. We are going to do this. I'm like, I really want to make our chapter grow. It's just something really amazing. And when we have these types of leaders that are talking to us, it just really makes an impact on us. Session
4's keynote will be from the National FFA Association. Always interesting to hear from them on a national level. And a lot of folks like you get to meet these national officers. They make so many appearances throughout the year. They'd really travel the country to get to know you guys.
Yes, they do. They have a busy schedule throughout the year, and I'm so excited to meet some of the national officers we have here today.
2 more sessions to go here in day number 2 of the 90th Ohio FFA State Convention. Hopefully you'll join us here on Facebook Live and at ocj.com for the last 2 sessions later on today. Session number 4 kicks off at 2 p.m. And of course, we'll have coverage shortly before at ocj.com, brought to you by Wilmington College. Ladies, thanks again for everything.
Thank you. Thank you.
For the Ohio AgNet, I'm Ty Higgins. Thanks for watching. We'll see you down the road.
As a former Ohio FFA officer, I believe that the future of agriculture continues here at Wilmington College.